Start believing that you can do it. Start believing in yourself. Why am I doing this? Oh. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Self-Empowerment and Healing After Narcissistic Abuse. We healing over here. Okay, so the first session we talked about unworthiness, right? And the root cause of unworthiness and how we feel unworthy after these relationships. The second session was about intuition, how we suppress our intuition in these relationships and ways we can reconnect to our intuition. Now in this third session, which is my favorite session because I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about this, which is your identity. And the reason why I talk about this as a healer, as an energy worker, whatever you identify yourself with, you're attaching yourself to some energy. So before you dated the narcissist, I'm pretty sure you had more energy. You felt more colorful. Shit, you just felt happier, right? And then over time, when you begin to date a narcissist, you begin to neglect yourself. And you just begin to focus on their needs, their thoughts, their moods. So then you begin to identify yourself as someone who needs to heal this man, as someone who needs to prove that they're worthy. You saw the good in him and you just want to get him back to who you feel like he really is. They probably didn't support you, only came to you with drama, with problems, with issues. They stripped away your confidence. You couldn't even focus on the things you needed to do because you were so busy thinking about what this person is doing and if they're going to call you or are they going to talk to you or are they in a bad mood. You identified yourself as someone who had to heal and worry about this person. Like you identified yourself as that. Not someone who had the freedom to do what they like. Not someone who was confident and someone who had their own life and someone who was trusting and who was lively and who was fun and who had energy. So you began to lose your sense of self because you were so focused on how they were feeling and their moods and their thoughts and their needs. Did I clean? Did I cook? Let me tell you something. It is so normal. It's normal when you get out of these relationships and you begin to identify yourself as someone as hopeless or weak. You know, when I work with a lot of women, the one thing I hear a lot is I can't. In that relationship, your ideas probably were shot down. So this is subconscious work. You have to ask yourself, who do you identify yourself as? Your identity matters because it's your own self-conception of who you are, of who you think you are, and what you think of yourself matters. A lot of people start with, oh, I'm just going to change my mood, I'm just going to change my habits, but then they fall back into the same habits because you have to work on your beliefs. Once you work on your beliefs, then it trickles down into your behaviors and your habits and your mood and your attitude. Start asking yourself, what do I believe I am? What do I identify myself as? Do I identify myself as someone who's weak, who thinks all men are trash, who thinks I'm not worthy? Do I identify myself as someone who can't get the job that I desire, who can't get the house that I desire, who can't make money, who can't do this, who can't do that? Because baby, if you're thinking against yourself, you already given up on yourself. It's normal to feel this way. When I first got out of my situation, consciously I felt like I'll be okay, I'll be fine, but I was heartbroken. I felt like I can't do this. It's not realistic for me to jump. But where I am now, I stopped identifying myself as someone who was broke or someone who's only worthy if I have a man in my life. I stopped identifying myself as these things, and my life quickly began to shift because the way we perceive ourselves, especially our beliefs, the way we believe, the things we believe about ourselves is what we see. So start believing that you're confident. Start believing that you can do it. Start believing in yourself. Why am I doing this? Start asking yourself, what does the woman or the man that I desire to be, how does she dress? How does she treat people? What is her morning routine? What is her night routine? What type of people does she surround herself with? Does she have boundaries? Start asking yourself and then start to embody that. It's like goddess energy. You don't do things to be a goddess. You embody the energy of a goddess. So you have to embody the energy of the person that you desire to be to shift into that person. Everything is energy. Okay? So when you stop identifying yourself as someone who's weak, as someone who can't do this and can't do that, as someone who's broke, and you start identifying yourself as someone who's confident, who can get that job, who can make that money, who can be successful from her business, baby, you are going to shift, because embodiment is the tool to your magic. It's literally the energetic tool to your self-acceptance. Hey, hello. You ain't got to accept none of that stuff people manipulated you into being. People like to manipulate you into playing small. Don't aim too high because that's not realistic. Anything is possible if you believe it, if you visualize it, if you stay in that energy. Anything is possible. It's probably not going to happen today or next year or in 5 years. But if you stay focused and you know your goals and you surround yourself with energy that supports you, that loves you, when you use discernment, when you trust yourself, when you believe yourself, and stop identifying yourself as someone who's broke, who don't know what they doing in life, who's lost, who's weak, who's hopeless, who can't find a man, who can't find a woman, ain't no good man out here, blah, 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 all that stuff. When you stop identifying yourself as that, and start reprogramming, well, I should say deprogramming your mind to be on your side. Don't. Be who you want to be fearlessly, joyously, and embody it every single day. That's the hack. What if I told you if you cut out the words, I can't, I'm broke, I'm dumb, I'm fat. If you cut them words out your vocabulary, and only reaffirmed yourself, your life will change.